So, did we already introduce ourselves? Should we do it again for real? Who's gonna start? Peter.
Hi, I'm Peter Chan, and I'm the lead artist.
You drew that painting right there, right?
Yes, I did, yes.
Okay.
I'm Larry Ahern, lead animator.
You killed that bird.
And I think that was a Leela scene.
Oh, okay.
She's the animal killer.
I like the mustache trees in that last shot, Peter. I'm Tim Schaefer, co-project leader of this lovely game.
And I am Dave Grossman, other project leader and designer and writer along with Tim of this lovely game.
That should have been our titles, co and other.
Co and other, yeah.
Clint Bajakian, one of the composers.
Peter McConnell, one of the composers.
Nice. The game has begun, you guys. Okay, so we saw the lovely, what's the name of that classical music that plays during the opening voice?
Rossini, William Tell Overture. It's the quiet part of the William Tell Overture.
There's two classical pieces that need mourning in cartoons.
Yes, there's that one, and then there's,
Bum, 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 bum.
and the other one is da 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 da. That's from where is that from?
I don't remember.
It might be Peer Gynt or something like. That's a good guess.
It's not another place in the Rossini, is it?
No, I think it's Peer Gynt. I think.
But for that opening scene with the music, we actually got the score and sequenced the ink into the MIDI sequencers.
Mm-hmm. That was one of the big panning sequences, like wide pieces of art for the game.
Oh, the room shot? It was a double room?
Mm-hmm. And I noticed there's a poster with an L from Laverne and Shirley on that poster back there.
Here's one of our giant animation scenes.
How did you lip sync back then? Because we didn't have any like tool. Nowadays we use a tool for lip syncing. Do you just by hand?
I think we just timed it out like the old-fashioned timing sheets.
Now that was for the cinematics, but for in-game, wasn't it Eric Wilmunder?
I thought it just blah 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 chatter.
I think the in-game was just on-off with audio on-off.
Yeah, there's no actual lip syncing for the majority of the game,
So it's
which
just-
is funny since I have gotten many compliments on the lip syncing for this game over the years.
Because, you know, it loops around and every percentage of the time it's on, right?
Well, because I remember
Yeah, I
Eric.
think Eric designed some kind of an algorithm for making the lips move to the level of volume.
Yeah.
Right, if there
Of the
are pauses,
waveform, of the
pauses in
waveform.
the audio,
Waveform,
it stops
yeah.
moving the lips.
Yeah.
That's true.
Now these credits were done by Kyle Balda.
That's
You're
right.
saying entirely on his internship?
Yep.
So wait, did we not pay for these
He,
credits? Or did we
he
pay for
took
them?
You got paid, right?
I think so, yeah. He took time. This is Peter, the other Peter. We took time out of CalArts. He came and spent some time with us, and we gave him this intro as an internship, and he did a fabulous job.
Seems like a funny thing to do, like, hey, you're an intern, you've never done this before. Do you want to do the entire animated intro, the most...
But I remember when he did, when he finished something, he shared it with us. We were all blown away by it.
Yeah, it's awesome.
The most iconic signature piece. Can you hurry and finish that before you go back
We want
to
to
school?
set the entire
That's right.
tone for the look of our game, and
It was excellent.
I would later learn that was this was the perfect piece to have Kyle work on because he was colorblind, as it turns out.
I didn't know that.
I saw him
I
working
didn't-
on
I didn't
something
even
else
know
and he
that.
had other people picking his colors for him.
Oh, interesting. There was another 3D artist we had there in B building that was colorblind too, and it was one of those things where people were just kind of, have you noticed everything he does? The reds don't make sense or whatever. I couldn't remember whatever.
Oh, the cow. I always get really happy watching these credits. I like the stretchy cow neck.
That cow should have showed up again later somewhere. Yeah. Missed opportunities.
What if the cow had come on their journey with them? Everything would have been so different.
Well, here's the story explanation right now for why the cow doesn't come.
Because he's just tired.
Doesn't want to make
Like
the walk
I've been
up
to the
hill.
mansion.
Now, this is the first fight I had with Peter McConnell. Do you remember this, Peter?
Yes, I was gonna.
You were gonna mention that?
If you were gonna remember it.
Because the opening cutscene was too long, and we always had a problem with too long opening cutscenes, and so we were like, let's split it in half and put an interactive sequence. So there's an interactive sequence that's about to start, but I seem to remember it was the wrong time of day for you because it's nighttime outside. It started in the daytime with the mutation scene, then it became nighttime.
Right.
But then what happened? Then it turned into daytime at the end. That's what bothered you because the music couldn't make that transition in your mind?
Yeah, well, I think mostly I was crabby because we had to the cutscenes and the interactivity required a bunch of programming in iMuse, and I'd finished it one way, and then you changed it to another, and so I think I came up with some sort of artistic argument that had to do with daylight like that, but
that's an important thing to learn running a project, to not change things after someone spent hours and hours making something.
Well, it was also an important thing to learn not to step way out of your bailiwick and tell the guy who's writing the scene how to write the scene.
Oh, there are bailiwicks all over the place in this game.
(1952). Gee, Dr. Fred doesn't have a penny. It's a bottle of correctional fluid. Aha! A secret passage. This is all too easy.
Laverne, how'd you get upstairs?
Am I upstairs? I got lost.
Seen any tentacles?
What's a tentacle?
Oh, just something I whipped up in my spare time. Made good pets, actually. Until one of them tried to take over the world. Had to tie the little buggers up in the basement.
Good thing you told us that.
Yeah, Bernard wanted us to set them free.
Thank God you weren't that stupid. Did you say Bernard? Okay, you're free to go.
Thanks, Bernard.
Yes, thank you, naive human. Now I can finish taking over the world.
Wait!
Oh, yeah. Now I remember. He's incredibly evil, isn't he?
I'll try to talk him out of it.
Well, what possible harm could one insane mutant tentacle do?
Leaping lab rats!
Dr. Fred.
What have you done this time, you meddling milquetoast? Now Purple Tentacle is free to use his evil mutant powers to take over the world and enslave all humanity!
Whoops.
Our only hope now is to turn off my sludge-o-magic machine and prevent the toxic mutagen from entering the river.
Isn't it a little late for that, Doctor?
Of course. That's why I'll have to do it. Yesterday, through the time machine.
This is all your fault, Bernard.
Behold, children, the Chronogon.
Doc, can't you just send Bernard?
No, you must all go to increase the odds that one of you will make it there alive.
Have any people ever been hurt in this thing?
Of course not. This is the first time I've ever tried it on people. Well, I'll be.
And then there's the porta potties, vessels.
Chronogons.
Yep.
Chronogons.
This, by the way, is an amazing full-screen animation before it was possible to do full-screen.
And not actually animated. That's all. The background's all color cycling.
It's all color cycling.
A lost art in the world of.
I forgot about that.
Now that computers work like they should, you don't have to do that stuff anymore.
You know, if you look at Mark Ferrari's website, not that Mark Ferrari worked on this game, but he was the master of color cycling, and he has a whole website where he's done it in a more high-end way, like with higher res color cycling. He just kept perfecting that to higher and higher resolutions.
Yeah, that stuff was crazy. He was into it, and then I think Bill Eakin was the one that inherited the mantle from him when he left.
All the lava in Indy 4.
Yeah.
They said imitation diamond wasn't good enough. Uh-oh.
See, color cycling.
Wow.
Awesome.
Yeah, so that was
jumping.
like 2-3 frame animations.
And a little surf music for Hoagie. We always had a
Yeah.
place for surf music in our games. The
Totally.
Bone Wagon theme.
Yep.
That's right.
I think that surf music was yours.
That was mine. Yeah,
Yeah.
I did that last little sequence there.
Yeah, you know, the musically, this I believe was the last project that we all worked on. Certainly the last original title that we all worked on together, sort of equally as composers, where there was no lead composer, and we all pretty much
Right. Panicked and freaked out together.
Cheap mail order jewels.
What happened to Hoagie and Laverne?
I knew I should have bought a real diamond.
Are they alive?
My dials say that the larger specimen landed 200 years in the past, and the other is stuck 200 years in the future.
Well, hurry up and bring them back.
I will, as soon as I get a new diamond. Then all your buddies have to do is plug in their respective chronogens and...
Plug them in? Where is Hoagie going to find an electrical outlet 200 years in the past?
Yes, well, he'll be needing my patented super battery then, won't he? Now, where did I put those patented super battery plans of mine?
Plans? How are we going to get Hoagie plans?
Don't worry me with details, boy. Just help me find the plans. They're in this house somewhere.
Now what am I going to do?
I think I made myself perfectly clear. Step 1, find plans. Step 2, save world. Step 3, get out of my house. Let's get cracking.
Okay, am I right, or is this is finally the game starting? Like the game, all of that was intro.
Right, all that was
The
intro.
game has now finally begun. And then as soon as you walk off screen, we freeze again for another cutscene. Ah, okay, now we're playing.
So the original cutscene was like 7 minutes before we.
And before we added that brief, tiny introduction to, we always were wrestling with that. I felt in adventure games, like you want to tell the story and set it up for, the intro. But then you think of another, before the intro, we should do this other little intro, and then you'd end up with all these like intros to the intros to the intros, and they get super long.
I feel like that's just because we were inexperienced writers.
How did you get over there?
No,
But some people like that. Some people like that you set the whole stage and then they're interactive, and some people are just clicking and they want to get to it.
Yeah, but we never respected those people, to be honest, who just click to get through it. The reality is you guys had a story to tell, and that's the way to set it up and get people invested in it so that when they actually get into the interactive part, they feel invested.
Were these cutscenes escapable back then? Did we?
Yes,
But you'd be so confused if you just started this game.
Right.
And I do feel like we're asking the player to play a part in this story, and it's me.
Flash small inanimate objects to each other through time.
Hello? Dr. Fred, can you hear me? Drat.
Did you hear something?
No, let's see if what's-his-name catches on.
Oh, great. I'm stuck in colonial times, tentacles are taking over the world, and now the toilet's backing up.
Okay, come over here. It's your old pal, Dr. Fred.
Dr. Fred, how'd you get in there?
I want you to pick up those plans you see in the Chronogon, Hoagie. Bring them to Red Edison. He's my great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-grandfather. He'll know what to do.
You need the plans to make a super battery so you can plug in your Chronogon.
Okay, if you say so, Bernard.
Good boy. Does he have any experience with electronics?
Well, I once saw him take 3,000 volts directly through his head without batting an eye.
Didn't he pass out?
Well, he was already passed out when it happened.
Time for me to save the world, I guess.
Ding, 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 ding. This is that we talked about a little bit when Dave and I played through. But originally, you could play all 3 characters right away. Remember that?
Is that true?
Yeah, you could play all the characters from the very beginning, and we had our first pizza orgy where we tested the game out, and people were like, "Oh, there's so many options," and they were overwhelmed. So now we unlocked it, so you have to play as Bernard for a little while, and then you do something that makes it so you can play Hoagie, and then Vern's the last.
And what about the other 3 kids?
They got cut.
There were 3 other kids?
They were 3 other kids. Do you remember who they were?
No, I don't remember anything about 3
piece
other
of paper.
kids.
I have a piece of paper that has a picture of them.
Moonglow,
Chester,
Chester,
and Razor.
And Chester became...
Chester and Moonglow ring a bell.
Chester became Ned and Ted.
Wait, not Ned and Ted. Jed and...
Or whoever they were.
Jed and...
Ned and Jed.
Ned and Jed.
Okay.
Ned and Jed. And Moonglow just went away. And Razor went away as well.
I mean, I stole the character design from Chester and said, I like that. I'll use that for these guys. And put them in a powdered wig.
Why do the work again? Really?
Exactly.
So as soon as Hoagie gets that battery working, we're set.
I'm afraid not. We still need a diamond for the main unit. And your friend in the future needs power too, if she's still alive.
Alive?
Get me out of here! I like trees and everything, but this one has got to go.
Actually, I'd call this more of a threak. Brown water. I think I could lubricate my car with this stuff. It's a fine funnel. Air conditioning, I guess.
Hey, boy, you missed the party.
You and the clown were having a party?
No, last night. At the Novelty Good Salesman's Convention. I tell you, we novelty good salesmen know how to have a good time.
Nice cigars.
I import them from the finest Cuban munitions factories. So, want a cigar?
Sure, lay one of those Havanan babies on me.
Thought I was gonna blow your head off there, didn't you? Well, you were right! You shouldn't smoke. It's a bad habit. That cracks me up every time.
I can't get hold of it. Jumpy little sucker. Jumpy little sucker. There's a whole lot of keys on here.
This beautiful 4,000-carat diamond can be yours today for the special rock-bottom introductory price of $2 million. The number to call is 1-800-STAR-WARS. Don't miss this amazing once-in-a-lifetime opportunity.
It's useless. No one will ever be interested in my design, so I'm ending my novelty inventing career.
That was really disturbing when he shot himself, and then the stick goes right through his brain, which would be fatal. Very disturbing.
It's true. They would never...
But then he's got a depressed sigh afterwards, so you know he's fine, even though he's still suicidal.
You notice the nice pink box, you know, the Chinese pink box for that you get in Chinatown.
Is that for
That's
like
right
almond
there.
cookies? He's got like a little selection of... How sad can he be?
I just thought that was donuts.
Well, it's true about that theme, the suicide theme, or cigarettes for another matter. I think we used to have characters sometimes lighten up and stuff.
There was no ESRB when we made this.
Yeah.
Hi, my name's Bernard. What's yours?
Dwayne, isn't that depressing?
Nice music they pipe in here, huh?
It's from the Elevated Classics series. It seems like this one tune has been on all day. I've never been so depressed in my life.
Maybe I can help cheer you up.
Oh, I can hardly wait.
let's discuss philosophy.
Okay, here's my philosophy. Life is completely pointless, especially mine.
Would you say that existence constitutes purpose?
Oh, who cares? Philosophers are all failures like me who couldn't make it in a real profession.
Never mind. Green!
Bernard!
What are you doing up here?
Well, I couldn't stop Purple, and he's gonna go out and conquer the world, and I'm afraid of what he'll do if he catches me, if Dr. Fred doesn't find me first. Does that answer your question?
Yeah.
Hey! What's up, Bernard?
What do you suppose Purple's up to now?
Well, he wants to take over the world, so I figure he's up to something devious.
Pushing old ladies down the stairs?
I wouldn't doubt it, but I was thinking more along the lines of politics.
Why the litter box? Have you got a cat?
Don't ask.
Want to help me save the world?
I'm afraid to leave the room. In fact, I don't think I can even move from this spot. Purple scares the daylights out of me.
How's your new band doing?
Green tea and the sushi platter? We're doing great. We've decided to really capitalize on our strongest quality as a band.
Carefully crafted melody and distinctive counterpoint?
Volume, man, volume! We have a chance to win a Grimy Award as the loudest new band. We're pulling out all the stops.
Have you gotten any airplay?
No, we're a little too experimental for most radio stations, but we have a huge following in the club scene.
Weren't you looking for a new guitarist a while back?
Yes, but we decided to go with a guy who plays power tools instead. We can generate a lot more sound that way.
Are you working on an album?
Yeah, we're doing a CD called Rap on the Forehead. I've got a few tracks hooked up through the stereo if you want to hear them.
That's great.
Yeah.
See you later.
Yeah! Good luck in saving the world, B-Man.
There's no label, it's probably blank. Hoagie would really love these. It's sticking out. Wow, this is loud. Aren't you Weird Ed Edison, the paramilitary nut?
I remember when I was trying to figure out and come up with the style, you know, it was back in those days we didn't really have Google internet search stuff. So, you know, all we had were 2 books that I studied from, and that was a Bugs Bunny book, compilation kind of thing, and Chuck-a-Muck, which was Chuck Jones's bio book. And I remember to do research we had to use VHS tapes. And we watched all those classic Saturday morning cartoon stuff, and we would pause and look at or for me, I was studying, looking at those old cartoons, and except when you pause on a VHS, you always get the line.
Tracking.
Oh, it was awful.
Yeah.
But that was how I was studying and trying to come up with, shapes and just study layout. And then, it worked out.
Anymore. Now I collect stamps.
Well, hope I didn't get you too excited. Bye.
Peace be with you.
Whew. Nice hamster. Does he do tricks?
No, he just sits there. I used to have a really smart hamster, but something happened to him.
What happened to the old hamster?
I don't remember. When I try, all I can think of is a flash of light and this horrible sound.
What was the horrible sound?
It was sort of like ding. Oh God, I hear it in my dreams till this day.
That hamster really should get some exercise.
Well, Dad puts him to work down in the basement sometimes. But then he starts sweating, and then he gets wet, and then he gets cold, and then he refuses to work.
Your dad or the hamster?
Are you making fun of me?
No, I
get upset when people make fun of me.
I just meant...
Oh, it makes me so mad. I just want to... relax. I want to relax. I'll be okay if I just focus on my stamps.
That's quite a nice collection. Can I have it?
No. No. They mean a lot to me. Sometimes I think they're the only friends I've got.
Well, hope I didn't get you too excited. Bye.
Peace be with you.
He's reading the Wall Street Journal. Pony Express stamps.
Yes, not the most valuable kind, but they have a lot of sentimental value to me.
Hey, want to see a neat trick?
Sure.
Neat, huh?
My Pony Express stamps. You ruined my Pony Express stamps, not to mention 5 years of therapy. Get out of my room.
Jeez, what a grump. He should really try to find some outlet for those... negative feelings. A 1778 Pony Express General Delivery stamp. Not too valuable, but it is uncancelled.
Get out of here. Hey, you fixed it. I guess I can forgive you now.
Sometimes I do stupid stuff and I don't even know why. as if my body were being controlled by some demented, sadistic puppet master.
Well, we all feel that way sometimes.
Excuse me.
What is it? I'm rather... Say, aren't you Bernard Bernoulli?
No, my name is Threepwood.
Nice try, but I never forget a face. You broke into our mansion a few years ago to save your little friend. What did you come for this time?
I'm trying to keep a tentacle from conquering the world.
Really? How nice.
How's Dr. Fred doing?
Well, he's still upset about the family financial situation, seeing that it's his fault and all. But he seems a lot better now that he stopped sleepwalking.
How did he wreck the family finances?
Well, we should have made millions on the computer game they made about us. But the resident genius locked the contract in the safe in his office and forgot the combination.
What's wrong with sleepwalking?
Ordinarily nothing. But when Fred sleepwalks, he remembers the combination to the safe. I'd find him in the office, opening it, screaming like a cat in the oven, and slamming it again. Something about what's in there really scares him. Unfortunately, I was never able to catch the combination since he works it so fast.
Well, enough about Dr. Fred.
Shall we talk about me?
I was just admiring your statue.
Thank you. It's been in the Edison family since colonial times. One of Fred's ancestors carved it.
This is quite an array of gadgetry you have here.
Yes, it's the best surveillance system in the state.
Are those xenophobe crystal matrix monitors?
They sure are. They're so clear you can see the fleas on the bedroom walls. Don't touch.
Is that a Plexus 7000 VCR?
It sure is. It's got a dual-tape speed motor with cobalt casing. Don't touch it.
Well, enough about your equipment.
Let's talk about yours.
I'll let you get back to what you were doing.
Come back anytime, you big hunk.
Creepy. I guess not too many birds bathe in the evening. He looks like he's in a hurry.
Hi. Don't sneak up on me like that.
What are you up to?
I locked my keys in the car.
I don't see your keys in the car.
Actually, I lost them somewhere.
If you're locked out, why break into the trunk?
I have a spare set of keys in there.
Here, perhaps these are your keys.
Where? Gimme. Hey, thanks, pal. Keep the crowbar.
Thank you, Masked Man.
Maybe this one. It must be one of these.
Hi.
Look, I'm in a bit of a hurry, so kindly beat it. Maybe this one.
I think it's fake. Spearmint, my favorite. It's pretty darn cold. I'm sorry to do this to you, little fella, but it's for the future of the whole planet. That buzzing fluorescent light makes the beef jerky look especially attractive. $1968? 1974. Oh, 1977. Up too late? Try a fickle finger's fate. Stick in a dime and you'll have a good time. It only takes dimes. My grandma gave me one like this for my birthday. Ew, it's soaking wet. After I went to all the trouble to put it here? After I went to all the trouble to put it here? Whew. Hey, Dr. Fred. You're going to get really chafed hands doing that.
Sorry, coffee jitters.
Maybe you should switch to decaf.
No, then I'd fall asleep and the dreams would come.
Well, gotta go save the world.
Good luck.
World's greatest mad scientist.
Thanks. I needed a little pick-me-up. Must open safe. Must sign contract. Must provide for family.
Okay, I flushed it.
How did we?
I'm trying to remember how we did. But
how we referred to it to score it, because we would have had to play the game.
I think what we did, I'm trying to remember too.
Hold
I think
up a
what
video
we
camera in front of the screen?
I think what we did was we got a save game made, and we would play it to the next, like, place where you could pause, or like we would the next spacebar point or something like that, and then we would score it, and then we would make it so that the music, because the thing was that you couldn't rely on the sync, right? So we had to actually make the music interactive in a sense with the scene, so that it could, depending on how fast of a machine you had and how quickly therefore the scene would play, would the music actually hit the right hit points and then proceed correctly to the next hit point.
So we would have an accordion like.
We basically had an accordion-like structure.
Each little section, it would sort of pause and then resume at the hit point, or jump to the hit point if the hit point was reached first.
Yeah, and we I'm trying to think if we
would be only the fastest machines.
Right.
You're brilliant. What a novel design. Come to Baltimore at once. What's up? Don't feel like talking, huh? Vow of silence or something, probably, right? Well, that's cool. Great hat, man. Know where I could get one? Do they come in a variety of designer colors? I'd really go for a paisley print. I don't suppose you'd consider parting with yours, would you? Well, let me know if you change your mind. Later, dude. Hey.
What is it?
You look kind of familiar.
Of course I do. I'm Red Edison, the inventor, not to mention owner of this inn. Perhaps you've seen my picture in some important scientific journal. Then again, maybe not.
What are you doing?
I'm inventing, you simpleton. What's it look like I'm doing?
I know an inventor who looks a bit like you.
Well, it's not one of my sons, that's for sure. It appears that I, Red Edison, foremost genius of my day, am to be the last in a long line of gifted inventors. My nearly indistinguishable sons have decided that they want to be artists. I think it was Jed's idea. Or is it Ned? Ah, well, the left-handed one at any rate. Must be some sort of bad blood on their mother's side.
What are you inventing?
It's a piece of paper that will stick to things by itself.
So now, CD games were just starting to be released on CD-ROM, and
the first. Oh,
for us it was
the talkie. First talkie.
First talkie, right?
This is before Rebel Assault.
It was it before or around the
because we
same
shipped
year?
two versions of this game. We shipped a floppy version and a CD-ROM.
And followed up with our
CD-ROM was
first
the talkie, right?
our first talkie.
The floppy version only had voice in the intro, and then it was all text.
And that was not the original plan to do voice at all.
No.
We were not going to do it, and while we were making the game...
Human voice was invented.
Well, human voice was invented, and more and more people started to have CD-ROM drives in their home computer to the point where Kelly Flock just came in one day and said, what do you say we delay the game a little bit and we make a full voice talkie?
Yeah, thank you. Let's all thank you to Myst.
Although, was this pre-Myst?
No, I think, well, I mean, Myst was what sold all those CD-ROMs and Rebel Assault.
Super battery, eh? Brilliant design. Sometimes I amaze myself. Now all I need is oil, vinegar, and some gold. What's this? Help wanted, moronic drone, assist genius, yada yada yada. Well, I'm the only genius around, and you look dumb enough. So pick up your lab coat and get to work.
Sometimes I like to eat it raw. Salad oil. The Constitutional Convention invites your comments, critiques, amendments to the Constitution. I don't wanna.
Get me down from here!
It's from George's Hardware. George says that every American should have a vacuum cleaner in their basement.
Boy, it's sure quiet in here. I wonder if there might be any ideas worth discussing in the suggestion box. Maybe somebody should take a look. I say, lads, I have an idea.
Does it have anything to do with starting a fire?
No. I was thinking it's about time we open the suggestion box. Don't you agree?
Sure, George, if you say so.
Yes, whatever you think is fine with us.
Excellent.
What's he thinking? No one of any importance has been here all day. What could be in the suggestion box?
Perhaps he intends to suggest something himself.
Oh.
Here's a suggestion. It says, George says that every American should have a vacuum cleaner in their basement. What do you think, gentlemen?
Whatever you say, George.
Your name's on it. I'm sure you must have a good reason for suggesting it.
Yes. It's strange. I don't quite... Well, I'm sure I had a reason for it. If there are no objections, we shall add it to the Constitution immediately. No? Good, and so shall it be law.
What's a vacuum cleaner?
Yo.
Hello?
What's up, you cold?
Cold? I'm freezing.
Why don't you build a fire?
Well, I keep asking Jefferson to build a fire, but he won't. Says he needs the log for posterity and won't part with it.
You mean it's like a symbol of growth or something?
I don't get any respect around here. Why, I bet if George I spent the winter in Valley Forge, Washington was cold, we'd get some heat in here.
What are you guys doing in here?
We're writing
We're drafting a constitution for the United States.
Don't say draft. You'll only make me colder.
Wimp.
Well, why don't you put a coat on?
I'm wearing a coat, you nitwit. I've even got this blanket which makes me itch, and I'm still freezing.
Awesome blanket there, dude.
Thank you. It was given to me by my dear old colorblind Aunt Hattie.
Well, I gotta go, dude. Hey, tall, dark, and spiffy. My name's Hoagie.
Well, how quaint. I am, of course, Thomas Jefferson, noted scholar, musician, horseman, student of the sciences, member of the bar.
Oh, sure, I've heard of you, dude. What's in the can, Tommy?
Thomas. My name is Thomas, and this, my chubby friend, is a time capsule, filled with remembrances of our time to be revealed 400 years hence.
Dude, is that like the Constitution?
It is, now that our esteemed leader has sparked us with his brilliant vacuum suggestion. We're really rolling. We've just finished up Amendment 425, which prohibits spelunking on alternate Thursdays.
I hope they've got a good editor. Has anyone ever told you you're a very snappy dresser?
Why, yes. I studied at Virginia Coat and Technical, where I majored in color theory. I was captain of the varsity cravat team.
Those are impressive credentials, Tom.
Thomas.
Dude, I loved your work on the Declaration of Independence.
Ah, thank you. What was your favorite part?
I like those S's that look like F's.
I see.
Later, brah.
What? What's going to happen later?
Excuse me. Yes? Whoa, you're like George Washington. Very much like him, according to my wife, Mrs. Washington. Awesome. Indeed. Weren't you president or something? Yes, I expect to be chosen president unanimously. I'm very well connected. Do you think I should be the ecology president or the education president? I'm a big fan of education. Really? How surprising. Is it true about you and the cherry tree? Oh yes, it's quite true. Why, I've cut down acres of cherry trees in my day. I bet you've lost it. You couldn't cut down a tree to save your grandmother. Lost it, have I? Why, I'd show you a thing or two if there were a cherry tree nearby. But as you can see, there isn't. I only cut down cherry trees. Family tradition, you understand, cherries only. There's nothing out there but cedar and kumquats. I guess this is George Washington's bed.
I bet it calls the butler just like on TV.
Here I am, don't get your curls in an uproar. Excuse me, Mr. Washington. Boy, what a mess.
That's not what I'd call a lot of cleaning supplies.
I told you guys I'll get to the flag next. I'm working as fast as I can.
Hey, so when you guys write those multi-branching scripts, I guess you call
Dialogue
them,
trees?
Is that what you call them? Dialogue trees?
Yeah.
Was it? Did you have to think in a certain mode, or how would you do it? And how would you notate it in Excel or something? Like, how would you map out the branches?
No, it was you would write it in code. We were programming the game at the same time.
You would scum program the dialogue as you wrote.
Oh my God!
You would literally say, here are the choices. If you pick this one, jump down there. If you pick this one, jump down there.
I don't know how Dave wrote it, but I just kind of improv it. Like, you'd write, I wouldn't think or plan too much about it, but okay, you just talk to him, and then what would be 4 funny lines on the screen, and then kind of explore one, explore the other, and maybe have other nodes that you can go to, and then I would start planning. Okay, now I've got myself into a mess. How do I get out of here?
Yeah,
and
it's kind of all about sets of lines. And it was great because one of the things that you run up against as a writer usually in other media is I get to this point and I have to make a decision about how things go. But here we can just leave that up to the player, and all you have to do is get to a point and go, well, what are all the interesting things I might want to do here or say here? And then you just put them all in.
Mm-hmm. So it's
Easiest
pre-editing.
And I remember you would always design a dead end, like where the train comes to the end of the line. Basically, it's like you say something and then he just keeps giving you the same answer, like, I wouldn't know about that. And then you try something else, I wouldn't know about that. It's like, okay, I guess I've exhausted this. It's sort of like almost like a stopgap or a safety net in a way, maybe. I don't know.
They always try to let the player know when they've exhausted the character. They're like, look, okay, you found it. You found all of the entertainment we put in this character. It's done.
Because people will explore as deep as you give them. It becomes a responsibility. Oh, I've got to see if there's something down there that I'm missing. So I have to. So you don't want to do.
Yeah, it's an interesting thing to attention you have to wrestle with is like. You want to put a lot of, well, the player might go here, they might go here, they might choose this, might go choose, let's put interesting stuff in all those places. But then if you approach it in the wrong way, sometimes the player gets there and they're like, oh God, I've got to go through all of this stuff. And they feel like they need to find every nook and cranny of the dialogue. And you just put it in there so they'd have a variety of things to choose from, but they feel like it's a task list and they have to like find it all. Mm-hmm. And so you...
or something's buried there that they missed.
Yeah.
Chateau de Cheapo, 1775. I don't quite see how it can fly. Looks like he spent a lot of time in there. I don't understand that technical stuff. Hi, horsey.
Hi yourself.
Wow, you can talk.
Wow, so can you. What a coincidence.
I didn't think horses could talk.
Maybe they just never had anything to say to you. Ever think of that?
You mean horses have been snubbing me my whole life?
Well, if you want to put it that way.
Is this some kind of a trick?
I don't do magic. I'm just a horse.
Nice teeth.
Thanks. I paid quite a bit for them.
What's a nice horse like you doing in a place like this?
Hey, I live here. What are you doing here?
I'm trying to get back to the future and save the world.
The future, huh? And I thought that Franklin guy was off his nut.
Well, I gotta go.
See you later.
Well, you know, I remember we would deliver a piece of music, and of course it's comprised mostly of MIDI note events, which is just a tiny little piece of data within the MIDI stream. Note on, and it happens at this velocity on this channel to this instrument and whatever. And I would deliver a piece of music, and the programmer would turn to me and say, Clint, this is over 32K.
Yeah, it's huge.
32 kilobytes. 32 kilobytes. You got to cut this thing down.
Who do you think you are, Mozart?
Yeah. He said, we can't take anything bigger for this scene than 24 kilobytes. So I'd go back and thin the percussion. I'd sometimes have to cut a whole section of the music out to get it down to 20.
Sometimes there was pushback, though, too, because we'd say, all right, look, 10%, we get 10%. Remember that?
Yeah, I remember the pushback.
Yeah.
I don't remember these technical discussions about the size of the music files.
Oh, yeah.
Literally, and I remember specifically 32K was often too big.
That's why the iMuse system got called the iMuse system, because it was originally called the sound drivers, and then everybody got all upset that because drivers can't occupy the whole floppy disk or whatever it was that the system occupied.
Ahem. The LALR compiler is constructed by the following method. First, develop a rigorous elective grammar. If the elements have NP completeness, the crunchy factor can be ignored. Blah, 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 blah. Whoa. These are almost as gross as my friend Eddie's teeth, and he eats raw sewage on stage. Question is, which one's stuffed and which one's the real McCoy?
I assure you that we are both real, but we are neither one of us McCoys. We are Edisons, Ned and Jed.
Who's who?
Does it really matter? Even our dear father can't tell us apart. He only knows that one of us is left-handed while the other is right, but that neither of us are following in his tiny scientific footsteps. Hold still, Jed! So, I'm almost too frightened to ask, are you the marble delivery man? Or the model?
I'm the model. Should I take my clothes off now?
No. No, you most definitely should not. We couldn't get your body shape right anyway, unless we cemented 2 slabs of marble together. But then your statue would have a big seam in it.
That's okay. It would have one anyway.
Look, don't call us. We'll call you.
Dang. I'm no marble delivery man, but rock is my life.
I'm sure that's terribly amusing, where you're from. Where exactly did you come from?
The future. Kind of spooky sounding, ain't it? Ooh, the future. I'm from the future. Look out.
Gosh, it would be so nice if you weren't here anymore.
Sorry, hope I haven't jostled you.
Too late.
Wow, doesn't even blink.
Please do not perturb my model.
Wow, doesn't even blink.
Please do not perturb my model.
It must be Ned's. Or is it Jed's?
Oh no! I've lost it! Oh Oh, where hath gone the muse that once guided my hand with such care? Must inspiration be so transitory? Must art be so cruel? I'm a failure. Don't say that, Ned. Father was right. We Edisons are made to be scientists, not artists. Dear brother, we must be strong in these times of creative adversity. Why don't you let me take over for a while? I'll clean this rubble up and start over. You relax. Have a cappuccino. I'm glad we switched places. I think you're coming out quite well.
Those founding fathers are driving me nuts. Flag design changes every 5 minutes. Well, as soon as I'm done with this, I'm making them a flag, ready or not.
Very Spartan. Very Spartan. Where am I gonna put it? 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 All right, paint. It's empty. I hope this wasn't used in the outhouses. What a pretty pussycat. Yipe. Where am I gonna put it? Where am I gonna put it?
Sounds like the cat's caught a moose up there.
It's totally covered with crud. I won't be able to get it very clean without soap. The water's all sudsy now. Dum-de-dum. Looks like a big storm. See, this is why I never wash my car. Hey, Ben.
What do you want?
Where are you going? What about your experiment?
Even science sometimes gets cold on account of rain, my boy.
But how are you ever going to get lightning if you're not going to stand out in a storm?
To be frank, which I am, I don't know. The science of electrodynamics, much like your mind apparently, is still in a state of relative infancy. Back to the drawing board, I say.
What a genius.
So, Dave, are you going to take credit for the wash your car to make it rain puzzle?
I always feel like I need to both apologize for and defend this puzzle in this game because, I mean, there is a lesson here about how to design puzzles because you always want to make sure that the audience has all of the information that they need in order to make the leap that's going to get them the puzzle solution. And in this case, like I grew up with a father who told me that it was just common knowledge that when you washed your car, it made it rain. So I just assumed that everybody around the globe would understand that and that we didn't really have to say much about it.
We all found that to be acceptable. I think we are like, yep,
a lot of people
that'd be a good puzzle.
have a lot of people have come back and complained about that over the years.
Well,
that was
but
problematic.
when you do try to wash the Cadillac,
right, there's a great hint. There's another car in there.
What does he say?
It says "wash me" right on there, and when you try to wash it, he says something like, "I don't want to do that because every time I wash my car, it makes it rain."
that I think my judgment is that is absolutely fair.
The hint is in there.
It's right there. It's a big old sign.
How did we?
I'm trying to remember how we did.
How we referred to.
Ding, 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 ding. This is that we talked about a little bit when Dave and I played through. But originally, you could play all three characters right away. Remember that? So, Dave, are you going to take credit for the wash your car to make it rain puzzle?
I always...
Thank you. This is exactly the sort of thing I need for the time capsule. I'll bury it tonight, and it won't be seen for hundreds of years. Future generations are in your debt.
Whoa. Excuse me. Yes? I've been thinking about what you said about cherry trees.
Pondering the great truths, eh? Well?
Would you give me a demonstration? I don't see why I should. I've been thinking about what you said about cherry trees.
Pondering the great truths, eh? Well,
I bet you've lost it. You couldn't cut down a tree to save your grandmother.
lost it, have I? Why, I'd show you a thing or two if there were a cherry tree nearby. But as you can see, well, what do you know? There is a cherry tree out there. Well, let's go chop the sucker down.
I said come down from there at once!
Try to understand. I'm stuck in this.
Voila!
You're quite a man.
Yes, I know.
Ding, 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 ding. This is that we talked about a little bit when Dave and I played through. But originally, you could play all three characters right away. Remember that?
Is that true?
Oh, yeah, you could play all the characters from the very beginning, and we had our first piece.
Well, you know what they say. If you want to save the world, you gotta push a few old ladies down the stairs.
And look at this amazing fisheye lens effect you guys did. How did you achieve? You must have used some sort of high-end warping software. And I remember that monitor used to say phony on it. I think when Peter drew it, it said F-O-N-Y. Yes. But we had to take that out, I guess.
That VHS
For
tape.
legal reasons, which means you'll have to edit the comments out of this too?
We're not going to use any of this point.
It's already at the end. It's already at the end. The tape's at the end. The tape's at the end.
Dr. Fred Edison, Internal Revenue. Come with us. We'd like to go over some of your records with you. Upstairs. Dr. Fred Edison, Internal Revenue. Come with us.
The safe is closed. Let's see, it's 101-999-57. The party of the first part shall hereby be known as a crazed maniacal genius. I can't, it's stuck. It's already open. Seems to have a high tensile strength. He's all wrapped in red tape. Dr. Fred must still be asleep. Wow, a pulley! By using a combination of flexible materials and a wheel, one may gain mechanical advantage by changing the direction of motion and the applied force.